Hello and welcome to another video, and today we are back in the Fenix A320 with Easyjet, and we'll be flying from here in Liverpool, John Lennon Airport, all the way to, I say all the way, it's a very short journey, but we're doing a little hop over to the Isle of Man. And this comes, as I'm recording, the day after, or even just hours after, the storm Ashley, the first named storm of this autumn-winter season in the UK, has come and mostly gone. But there are remnants with some strong winds, so we might experience some interesting approach and departure from here in Liverpool and the arrival into the Isle of Man. This is a very short flight. It should only take about 30 minutes in total on the flight time. And yeah, so I'm here. This is the freeware that's available for the Liverpool airport. Now, UK 2000 does do their own version of this. I'm sure it's more detailed, but here it is with the beautiful entrance. It has an interior, but I don't think you can go through. Oh, you can go into here. This looks like the check-in area. I don't know Liverpool very well. Actually, I don't know it at all. I've never been here for flying. So yeah, and then you've got the Hilton, Hampton by Hilton. But this is completely free, available with one of the updates. And there's a reference to the Beatles, A Yellow Submarine, which is pleasantly not a surprise, considering the airport is named after one of the leads of the band. Anyway, our plane is parked here on the gate. GSX is sorting us out now. It looks like refueling first, and then we'll get on with our flight. We'll jump back into the cockpit. We'll load that into the MCDMU. Here's our flight. As you can see, we'll be departing from Echo Golf Golf Papa, which is here. And we'll be arriving in Echo Golf November Sierra. Our alternative will be Echo Golf Charlie Charlie, which is, just trying to think, Manchester. So yeah, really good there. Let's fire up the MCDMU. It's been a while since I've been in this cockpit actually, but I think it'll be cool. Let's go to init page. Oh, don't know what that was all about. Request init. In fact, I'm going to put the PA. There we go. I love to listen to that. Our flight number today. Let me just double check. I believe it's 9519. So we are EZY 9519. We'll cost index today. We'll go quite economical. And we are cruising today at 12,000 feet. Nice low flight. Block. We have 4.1 on the block. If I hit the fuel planning, it should say 4.1 once it's done. What we'll do as well, we'll start the APU. Our fuel pump should come on at this point as well. And we'll get the APU started. Master is on. And the start switch is on. And there we go. 3.2 on the block. That makes sense once we've got the APU running. So our flight plan today is as follows. We are departing on runway 27. And it should be the wall to Tango Sid. So we'll insert that. And then our arrival from Kelly will be ILS 26, no stars. I'm just going to check on the display here as well. I don't know why the APU screen hasn't come up. There we go. That's because the engine mode was selected on the ECAM. So we'll just check our flight plan here. Our departure is looking good. It's pretty straightforward. From Kelly, I will just get rid of that flight discontinuity, and it should give us a nice pathing. We'll insert that into the flight plan. Yeah, it gives us a nice little path that joins us up onto the ILS into 26. So yeah, flight is good. We'll just call ATC for our IFR
'We got a bus coming. Unfortunately, I don't have a custom
GSX profile for this airport. So it will be bus boarding, even though in real life they'll probably just come out of this little area here, which is fine anyway. We'll check the ATIS as well while we're on the ground here.
Liverpool Airport information Whiskey 1200 Zulu. Wind 201 at 8. Visibility, tree. Sky condition, few clouds at 2,200 feet, few clouds at 4,500 feet. Temperature 14. Dew point 10. QNH 30.06. ILS runway 27 in use. Landing and departing runway 27. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have whiskey.
So we have information whiskey. Let's contact.
Liverpool ground Easy 9er 519er IFR to Ronald's Way, ready to copy.
Easy 9er 519er is cleared to Ronald's Way Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 27 climb and maintain 5,000 feet. Departure frequency is 118.775 squawk 4425.
Oops. 4425. There we go.
Easy 9er 519er cleared to Ronald's Way Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 27 climb and maintain 5,000 feet. Departure on 118.775 squawk 4425.
Easy 9er 519er readback is correct. Contact ground on 121.955 when ready to taxi. Good day.
There we go. So we got our clearance now. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward, this flight actually. Should be about 30 minutes from takeoff to landing, our flight time. So we just wait for our passengers. We've got 157 passengers today, so we got plenty. But looking at flight radar this morning, there was a lot of cancelled flights yesterday. So I'm assuming, although potentially there's not too much demand for a route like this, considering it's quite a short distance, and also they've got the ferry with Manx ferries. It probably doesn't normally have a high capacity on the route by flying, but here we are. 157 passengers are expected to be on our flight today. And yeah, so we've sent that to our MCDMU. Now we need to work out our takeoff.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board our flight. Please place your large bags into the overhead lockers, wheels first, and keep your small items under the seat in front of you. These include laptops, handbags, duty-free and loose items of clothing. If you are seated in an emergency exit row or a front row bulkhead seat, all of your items must be placed into an overhead locker. Once you have safely stowed your cabin bag, please take your seat. To help us ensure an on-time departure, we would kindly ask that you keep the aisle clear, enabling all remaining customers to board. Your seatbelt can now be fastened ready for departure. This is a no-smoking service. Thank you for observing this policy.
Alright. So 28.6 on here. 28.6. Enter. Our estimated takeoff weight. Let's have a quick check. Estimated 0. Here we go. Estimated takeoff weight 62.8. 62.8. And then let's calculate. Should give us our V numbers. There we go. 1.2. 132, 132, and 135 for the V2. Flaps set to 1 with our... Okay, so we flex 60 degrees, and we'll send that to the MCDMU. It should come up on here. Yeah, perfect. I love the synchronization with this, you know. Anyway, so we got trim is set for down 0.0, so we're just gonna leave the trim wheel all on its own, which is fine. And we'll just wait for our passengers to complete the boarding. Although, strangely, the doors indications say they're closed. Oh, that's strange. I didn't realise that. I don't know if it's been like that the whole time, but on the door indicator, it shows our passenger doors being closed. So we open those doors. So we've got our APU running. We can probably disconnect from the ground power. We'll get rid of our GPU as well. The aircraft is coming, I say the aircraft, the airport is coming pretty alive right now. Lots of aircraft around us. That's what I love about having the traffic. It does cause a little issue with frame rates, but it's not too crazy, which is nice. So what we'll do as well, we'll set the APU bleed, ready for our pushback. We'll disconnect from the external power, and we'll get it off on here as well. So GPU can come off, and PCA as well. Right, and then we'll be pretty much ready for takeoff, or ready for pushback at least, in just a moment. We've got the last few passengers coming on board, and I believe the cargo as well is just about finished, which is good as well. So we can get going as soon as possible. I'll get those cargo doors closed because it doesn't look like the cargo handlers have closed the doors. So let's close those cargo doors. And then once we hear, there we go, aircraft is loaded. Close the cargo doors.
Cabin crew, boarding is now
And close the main doors.
Any remaining ground crew, please leave the aircraft.
Set the seatbelt sign on. Now I like to have the background on there. Set the beacon on as well. And we're pretty much ready to go. Alrighty. So we are going to request interrupt pushback. No. So hopefully now the ground handler should be coming up to the aircraft. Yep. He just emerged from this building here. I am ready for pushback as well. It's a shame that I don't have the audio doesn't seem to want to work from the GSX audio, so forgive me for that as well. So we'll push back to the left is what we'll do. Let's see. The ground handler's underneath, beacon light is flashing beautifully, and the weather is not looking too bad as well. And hopefully the tug will come up to us as well. Let me just switch our... we're on the ground frequency anyway for the ATC. And you'll see the tug will connect onto our nose wheel and lift the nose ever so slightly. Oh, I'm trying to see if we can get... I can get from there to there. There we go. That'll be better, isn't it? Yeah, that's better for me actually. If we can do it like that. You can see the nose is lifting up even from this position. There we go. The nose is lifting up. Just check the door is closed. Lock the door, but it does nothing. So we'll go to the left. It says there that my GSX is outdated, but I'm pretty sure I did update it recently. But I'll double check for updates again. There we go. We're going to start our pushback now. Very nice. And we'll do an engine 2 start.
Cabin crew, arm doors and cross
Engine
check.
2 is starting. We'll watch it from this passenger view. You'll see the rotation of the blades at the front of the engine in just a moment. There we go.
which you must adopt if you hear brace, brace. There are 8 emergency exits on this aircraft.
Oh, that's the
Cabin
engine.
crew are now pointing out the exits.
Very nicely started as well.
Please be aware that your nearest
Easy
legal
349er
exit
2
may
taxi.
be behind
General
you.
aviation parking via taxiway.
Just try to get a view from the other side. Oh, that's an external view. Get a view from this side as well. Once they've disconnected,
Whenever the seatbelts
let's start engine number 1 as well.
recommend that you keep it fastened at all times.
There's our tow truck going back to the stand.
The cabin crew
Engine
can
2 has
assist you
started
with
rather
life
beautifully
jackets
as
for
well.
children. Your
So we
tray
can turn
table
off
must now
the
be stowed,
AP bleed,
armrests
turn off
down,
the APU,
window blinds open, and seatbelts
set
fastened.
engine motor norm,
Further information
flaps set to
regarding your
1,
safety on board can be found in the
trim
in-flight magazine.
00,
We hope
reset
you have a
the
great flight.
the yaw trim as well, and we'll do that afterwards. Let's contact ATC for our clearance for taxiing.
Liverpool ground Easy 9er 519er with X-ray ready to taxi IFR.
Just set these to
Easy
off.
9er 519er taxi 2 and hold short of runway 27 using taxiway cross runway 27. Contact tower on 126.355 when ready.
And flight controls check as well. Full left,
Taxi 2 and hold short
Full
runway
right.
27 using taxiway cross
Neutral.
runway 27 Easy
Full
9er
up.
519er.
full down, neutral, rudder left, rudder right, and neutral. Right, let's get that parking brake off and we'll start our taxi to 27.
Liverpool ground with Air 50 Alpha Charlie ready to copy IFR clearance to Katowice. With Air 50 Alpha Charlie is cleared to Katowice Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 27 climb and maintain 10,000 feet. Departure frequency is 119.855 squawk tree 217.
Nice, there's a Wizz Air flight going over to Poland. It's asking for its clearance. That'll be a nice flight as well over to Katowice.
With Air 50 Alpha Charlie cleared to Katowice Airport as filed.
Coming out of the ramp area now.
Climb and maintain 10,000 feet. Departure on 118.775 squawk tree 217. With Air 50 Alpha Charlie read that correct.
Once we get out onto this taxiway, we'll do a brake check as well, just to make sure that the brakes are working and that the pressure's reset as well. Oh, it looks like a small biz jet has just landed as well.
Liverpool ground with Air 50 Alpha Charlie requesting pushback. With Air 50 Alpha Charlie pushback
10
request
knots.
accepted.
Brake pedal check. Good. So we'll set that to maximum on the auto brake. We'll arm the spoilers. We'll click for takeoff config. No blue apart from the cabin, which we'll just give a call to our flight attendant at the forward cabin. This airport is actually really nice for a default airport as well. It's got detail that you expect, you know, from, I guess, a low-end payware. But this is a really nice scenery, and it comes free with the UK
Cabin crew
update.
seats to take off.
Predictive. That's our cabin crew telling us that they are ready. We'll put the predictive wind shear on as well. But it's on automatic, it's fine. We might hit some wind shear on the way down, but the winds are sort of steadying out now. But we still might hit some crosswind. Well, not really a crosswind, but some strong winds.
With Air 50 Alpha Charlie request to end pushback received.
It's a bit weird that they've got these trees just randomly spotted around between the taxiway and the runway. It's kind of strange. See our windsock over here? It's sort of blowing to the side. So we have to anticipate that we might need to use some aileron correction and some rudder for the takeoff.
With Air 50 Alpha Charlie taxi to and hold short of runway 27 using taxiway cross runway 27. Contact tower on 126.355 when ready.
Just a little bit. There's a few gusts that seem to be cutting across the runway. It doesn't look too bad with that windsock. We'll go all the way to the end of the runway today. Potentially with the weights that we have, we could actually take off from this intersection here. But we'll go right to the end. Switch over to the tower. And we'll take it easy now as we come around Alpha 3. Okay, so we're at the end of the runway. We'll just hold short. Okay, that was a bit too rough on the brake there. Okay, let's stop there. Put our strobe light on as well. Set the parking brake. Let's request for our clearance for takeoff.
Liverpool Tower Easy 9er 519er at runway 27 ready for departure IFR to Ronald's Way.
Easy 9er 519er QNH 30.06 wind 211 at 10. Cleared for takeoff runway 27.
There we go, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff
Just
runway
check that
27,
there's nobody
Easy
on
9er
final.
519er.
No, no aircraft on final. Any aircraft on the runway? There is one aircraft on the runway for some reason. Yeah, there's one aircraft on the runway. It's very strange. Okay. Well, I don't know if we should take off, but that's fine. We'll take off anyway. Okay, let's set the chrono and the clock. There we go. Hold the brake, 50% N1. Man, flex, SRS and runway. That Wizz Air's now come off the runway, which is nice. Not too bad on the winds, 100 knots. Just controlling with the slight rudder input. V1 and rotate. Small rudder. There we go, look at that. Not a bad takeoff really. Oh, we're side slipping quite badly now. There we go. Whoa, that's a pretty strong gust. Whoa, ay, ay, ay. Here's the Mersey River. Wow, what is going on here? Just bring the nose down a bit because we don't want to. Whoa. Okay. The autopilot's coming on, so I can do the air traffic control.
118.775 Easy 9er 519er.
Going to climb.
Goodbye.
Climb thrust. Set. That can come off now. That can come off. That was quite the rough takeoff.
Manchester Centre Easy 9er 519er is at 1,800
There's
feet,
the
climbing
beautiful
5,000
Mersey
feet.
River.
Easy 9er 519er Manchester Center QNH 30.06 radar contact. Continue. Shamrock 208 descend and maintain 9,000
And
feet.
flaps can come up now. See the flaps coming up. You can actually see our shadow there in the Mersey River too.
Flight level 250.
So climbing quite nicely.
Shamrock 208.
Just following the course of the Mersey.
Shamrock 208 descend and maintain 3,500 feet.
Hitting some turbulence on the way up. It's expected. And here is the big city. It's the city of Liverpool here.
Descend and maintain 3,500 feet, Shamrock 208.
So let's do an open climb up to 5,000, which is our first ATC clearance. Oh, the detail here, even on my sort of middle... Oh, my apologies, ATC. I didn't quite get
Climb
that.
and maintain 12,000
We're going up
feet,
to 12
Easy
now.
Niner
Recommend
519er.
you keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you receive
Going up to 12, so straight up to our cruising altitude.
Remember that
And look at that, the beautiful city of Liverpool over there. And then, I mean, there's a lot of detail considering as well for my system. It's a little bit low end, I guess. Say low end. It's low to medium spec, really. I wouldn't say it's high end at all. But I've got this frame rate manager that's running in the background. It's been around for Flight Simulator for quite a while, actually. And it's doing a good job at managing my frame rates to keep it at a good frame rate, especially for recording. So we're climbing quite nicely. We've gone through our transitional altitude, so we can go set to standard, and we'll be at cruising altitude as soon as possible now. We're really climbing up quick. And we'll be in the Isle of Man in no time. And then we look over on this side and we've got the North Wales coastline over here. 5 o'clock, which is on that side. No, I can't see it. I bet that's the Wizz Air that's just departed. But it's alright, we're climbing up quite nicely. You can see this wind farm. I remember many years ago I went to the Isle of Man on the ferry, Manx ferry from Liverpool to Douglas, and you know, I remember this wind farm. It was very, you know, at the time I was thinking, oh my god, there's a lot of wind turbines here, and you know, still that way to this day. I think it's one of the largest wind farms actually in the country. Anyway, we're almost at our cruising altitude. I'm going to turn off the seatbelt sign because the air seems to be not too bad. We have a very strong headwind actually, look, at 39 knots, but it seems to be alright with our speeds and everything. So I've turned off the seatbelt sign. It's 20 miles until our descent, so we better do some calculations for landing, which we'll use this one. We'll say it's good. We'll refresh the METAR and apply the METAR. Our estimated landing weight will be approximately, where are we? Estimated landing weight will be 61.8. 61.8. We will use medium braking and maximum reverses. Full flaps, auto throttle will be on, manual landing. So we've got plenty of runway to use up. We should be using 1,481 meters, and we have a total of 2,110 meters. And the wind is coming directly down, as you can see, 240 at 21 knots. I should really sort out this company messages. I don't ever do them. So let's go to this one. And we go to that menu. We go to arriving oh no, it's the other one, isn't it? We need to go this side, received messages, and it's just our load sheets. We'll just accept them, we'll return, we'll accept this one as well, and return. That gets rid of the ECAM notification on there. Now we should be starting our descent soon. Yeah, Enter destination information. So we go next phase, QNH is 10:15. Barrio, we do a 350. I haven't actually checked. We'll do radio at 350. And we should probably start our descending now, so we can reach our... What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to cancel my AFR flight plan, and I'm going to do it...
Center, Easy 9er 519er. Cancel IFR at this time.
City 1140 climb and maintain flight level 330. Easy 9er 519er IFR flight plan is cancelled. Radar service terminated. Squawk 7000. Maintain VFR. Frequency change approved. Good day.
So I'm going to cancel it so we can actually get our descent profile sorted.
Flight level 330 City 1140.
Because often or not, when I've done this in the past, it's really failed me, like the way the ATC directs us. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to contact Ronalds Way Airport directly from here. Oops, that's the wrong airport. You know what, I'm just going to do that because it makes it easier. And then we go to airports. Isle of Man. No, not John Lennon. See, everything's moving so quickly. Further away. Isle of Man. And we'll contact Ronalds Way for a full stop landing.
Ronalds Way Tower Easy 9er 519er is 38 miles southeast 10,700 feet with echo to land.
Easy 9er 519er Ronalds Way Tower. QNH 30.01 wind 247 at 21. Enter left base runway 26.
It's perfect.
Fly left base runway 26.
You can see the island of the Isle of Man now as well, which is good. Hopefully, we won't have... There used to be texture problems with Isle of Man before. We're approaching 10,000 feet now, so lights are coming on. I used to have problems with the textures, but I noticed during the last update that they'd fixed some of the terrain and textures for the airport, well, for the Isle of Man in general. So hopefully this is going to work like nicely, and it's going to look quite good because, like I said, I've had problems before. So you see that we've just been in the air now for 10 minutes and we're already preparing for our landing. It's a very fast moving environment here. You can actually see Holyhead over here as well, and the Isle of Anglesey. And there's North Wales. You probably, if the clouds were not there, you could probably see the peak of Mount Snowdon as well. Weather's not looking too bad, it's just strong winds on the ground. Let's get this, let's get that done there. So if we check our METAR for the landing, our METAR for our arrival, you know, everything is good. A few clouds, you know, it's very good. 14 degrees. Again, quite mild as well. And 22 knots on the wind. Let's set our seatbelt sign on. I'll let the passengers get ready for our landing. Let's do an open descent because I'm kind of going into... There we go. Getting very close to where we need to be, and I don't like where we're at for our altitude, which is only fair, to be honest. That's a good descent profile. We should let us get onto the ILS as well quite nicely. I'll just check our flight plan as well, that we still don't have any discontinuity errors, which we don't.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be
And
landing.
the go around profile should also be,
Cabin bag safely
yeah,
stowed,
go at,
laptop
well,
inside.
go around is
Tray
on
table
there as
must be
well.
stowed, arm rests down and window blinds open. You now need to be seated with your seatbelt fastened, ready
Back to
for
performance
landing.
page.
Please help us by handing in any rubbish, newspapers, magazines, and do not
VLS at 134.
Toilet load
Very nice.
reserved. Thank you.
So we've got a nice profile by the looks of it, going down. Approaching Kelly at 7 nautical miles. Like I say, we've only been in the air for now 12 minutes. The island of Isle of Man is in sight. And all you can see from the passenger's point of view is sea. If you look on the other side, you can see the Isle of Anglesey. See if you can see, yeah. So you can see Anglesey there. You can see the top of North Wales and Mount Snowdon. The best view on this particular arrival will probably be here on the right side. Go back into the cockpit now. And actually, we'll prepare GSX on the ground as well. Isle of Man. East apron, west apron. We'll do east apron. Walk in, no bus. Can do ramp position 8. Yeah, let's do ramp position, parking position 8. Handled by Menzies. Very good. So that means we don't have to do anything. We'll be parking on position number 8 on arrival, which is fantastic. So we're now approaching Kelly. I could probably go into VS mode. Just ease off the descent profile a little bit. And just check the flight plan. It really wants us to be at 2,000 feet by the time we hit these. So we'll just ease off our descent profile. It makes it a little bit easier to also control the speed. Our airport should be somewhere around that area. Or is it over there? Anyway, we're going to sort this out. Get ahead of the plane. As I've said in previous videos, it's always good to stay ahead of the aircraft than to be behind it. I'm going to put the ILS indicators on now, and we've got them rather nicely here. So as long as we get below the glide slope, let's go 1,300 feet per minute down to 2,000 feet. In fact, we can probably ease it off up to 1,000 feet a minute. Got a little bit of traffic around the airfield, but it doesn't look like any of them are any factor to us. We haven't heard anything on the ATC either. But there is an aircraft near the airport at below us, 2,200 feet. It's very, very low. And I don't know whereabouts it's trying to fly into, but that's okay. That's on the TCAS. This nav align discrepancy, cross check altitude as required, 3001. Ah, see. Ah, that's why. 3001, that's why I set it incorrectly, so we had a little discrepancy there. It's okay. That's the altitude horn. We've got the glide slope. We're just coming under the glide slope now. And the scenery is looking fantastic. There's Douglas there. And we're now in our approach mode. So the aircraft is decelerating quite nicely. The aircraft should start turning in just a moment towards the airfield. We'll set the approach as well once we start turning. There's our turn. Arm the approach mode. Localizer has been captured. You can see the city of Douglas here, which is the capital of the Isle of Man. Just making a left turn now very nicely. Flaps coming to 1. Flaps 2, runway's in sight. 180 knots, gears coming down, runways in sight. Medium on the auto brake. Arm the spoilers. Speed is coming down quite nicely. Flaps set to free. And the aircraft is slowing down as we approach our glide slope. And as we approach the glide slope, flaps can go to full. Now we've been in the air 17 minutes now. And you can see there's the city of Douglas. Is it a city? I guess it is. The capital of the Isle of Man. And it looks like, actually, yes, the textures and the terrain has been sorted in the most recent update with the UK on it. Anyway, back to the cockpit so we can keep an eye. And we've got our landing now. Landing clearance is here.
Clear to land runway 26.
Clear to land runway 26 Easy 9er 519er.
Very good. Just let the aircraft hold this position for now. It's actually a really, really nice approach, especially if you're on here on runway 26 and you got a right-hand window view. That's a really, really nice approach, following the coastline here. It's a nice steady descent pattern actually into runway 26. Yeah, the plane is slightly, there you go, it's hitting a few little bumps here and there. We're approaching 1,000 feet. Autopilot's off. I'm hand flying the aircraft. Hopefully we don't get too battered on the landing.
Above. Minimum.
Continue. Going a little bit below the glide slope. Not a big issue. Holding profile quite nicely. The winds are not too bad.
Glide slope.
Falling a little bit below the glide slope.
Glide
That's okay.
slope.
Whoops, that was
Glide
a bit of
slope.
a... Go
40,
idle
30,
thrust.
20. Retard.
Oops. There we go. Small bounce. And not too bad. Going for 100 knots now. Reversers are coming out. Manual braking.
Exit runway when able.
So we just come off of this taxiway here. That was a nice landing there. A little bounce, but not too bad. Flaps are coming up now. Now I need to figure out where did I park now. Position number 8, wasn't it? Anyway, get off the runway. We'll sort out ourselves.
Going to 119.005 Easy 9er 519er.
We are east apron, so we're on this side. Landing lights can come off now. Whoops. APU can come on. Strobes can come off. I think we have to turn this way. Let's get the APU running. Get these turn off lights and taxi lights on. Bring in the spoilers. It's very difficult, you know, to do this all as one person. And we'll turn off the transponder. We've got a nice timing
and gentlemen,
22
the cabin
minutes.
crew will shortly
So we
be
did that
leaving
flight
their
very,
seats
very
to perform
quickly.
safety-related duties.
Just turn
However,
off the
we ask
FDs.
that you remain seated until the fasten seatbelt sign has been switched off. Portable electronic devices for messaging, calls, or internet access may now be used. Please make sure you take all your personal belongings with you, checking in the seat pocket, underneath the seat, and in the overhead lockers. Do take care opening the overhead lockers as items may have moved during flight. Smoking is not permitted until you reach a designated smoking area. On behalf of the captain and the crew, it has been our pleasure looking after you today. Our ground crew will help you complete your journey.
So I found our ground handler here, position number 8, right in front of an ATR 72 as well. Just turn the aircraft. There we go, look at that. Everybody's waiting for us here. There we go, we slightly overshot the stop marker. That's okay. Parking brake is on. Let's get the APU bleed on as well. And we'll just switch off our engines from 2 to 1. There we go. Thank you very much. It was a beautiful flight.
Cabin crew disarm doors.
Let's get the deboarding sorted as well. Call up GSX. Request deboarding. Slightly askew, but it's alright. And we'll get that beacon light is off. Engines have been nicely shut down. We'll go to the exterior view. We'll go have a look around. How well did we do? Not too bad actually, not too bad. Something I find really weird with the Fenix, it likes to board. Oh my god, there we go. It boards for some reason, or loads the baggage with, you know, the ramp, I don't know what you call them, and then let me get back to that external view. How do I do that? Oh. Yeah, and now it wants to containerize the arrival, which is, I find it always really strange. Anyway, we're now at Ronaldsway. It's very windy, and to the point that you can see that the fan blades here on the engines are still turning, despite the fact that we are now on the ground and the engines have stopped. So this is Ronaldsway. This is also a freeware scenery. And there is a custom GSX profile, which we should, I'm hoping we get to see the GSX profile at action here. Now, I did hit deboard. I don't know why nobody's not moving. So the passengers are not moving for some reason. That's okay, don't worry. Anyway, while we're here, we can have a look at the airport. There's a lovely Loganair ATR. Another ATR, but no branding. And honestly, for a freeware, this is an amazing airport as well, and this is available on flightsim.to, and it has an interior very, very basic, but still really nice airport. As you can see, Ronaldsway there. Anyway, I hope that the passengers are actually coming off. I can see the baggage. Ah, there we go. And you'll see the passengers will start walking over there. Let's bring ourselves down a little bit. There you go, that's a better view, isn't it? Anyway, thank you for flying with me today again. A very, very short flight. We timed it at about 20 minutes using the chrono from takeoff to landing, and very successfully done with beautiful weather, bit windy, but yeah, that's where we are now. We're here in Ronaldsway Airport, which is the only airport really, passenger commercial airport in the Isle of Man. Now, thank you for flying with me, and I hope to see you once again soon.